All right, today we just got a little experiment here. This bike ships with 10-inch rims, and it's pretty much a clone of a Razor, which sends with a 13-inch rim. And I'm wondering if we'd see a height difference, or we can just swap it right on. So I picked one up for 50 bucks, made a little $50 bet. Let's see if I won. You can pick up a whole tire like this directly from Razor. You just have to enter a serial number, which I didn't have, so I just found one online, and then I ordered it. I'm trying to set a gauge. I use my finger to set a depth so that I don't cut into the item too much. Kind of helps on opening boxes. Don't just go Michael Myers on there, otherwise you're gonna have a flat. There it is, a tire. All right, so what you get is a tire with a disc already on it. It's got direction. Well, obvious, you know the direction of the tire because that's where your brake is. Looks like the same style brake. 160. Tire looks a little bit taller, so let's take a closer look. Okay, so why am I making a rattling noise? Okay, there's a tube on the inside of the tire that's kind of free floating a little bit in there. You just have to make sure to line him up to put him in. So height difference, we're definitely going to have a much bigger tire. It's going to give us a little bit more space, but I think we're going to have a problem with the plastic. Unfortunately, it looks like the plastic is going to hit here, but we'll have to try it on to figure that out. I just popped it on my classic stand right here. I'm going to have to pull it forward a little bit to make room for that new tire though. Just use a crescent wrench on either side, and let's pop that tire off of there. Alright, you can see the tire size difference between these two next to each other. So you're definitely going to gain at least 2 inches of height, which, you know, works out figuring it's a 13 versus a 10. So I guess that'd be 3 inches taller. One thing I did notice right away is the new tire has a wider axle than the original, so you'd have to use the original axle, not the new one. The newer bolt is longer. Here they are next to each other. You can see there's definitely a size difference, a width difference. Hell, one's like thick and one's thin. Metric sizes. One thing really worth noting is the thickness of the caliper itself. Even though these are both 160s, which means they should be compatible, the actual thickness of it here, this is almost twice as thick as the one that comes on the Blitzshark. Tire profile is roughly the same. So in order to get this working, I'm going to have to swap the discs. Maybe I'll just take the disc off just to see if it's compatible. That's what it looks like with it on there. It's pretty nice, but it probably won't work for two real simple reasons. So in order for this to work, you'd have to swap out your bearings from your previous rim, which are smaller, and they would sit, otherwise it's not going to actually sit on the rim. Right now it's just kind of floating in there, so there's a gap. And the second biggest problem is the suspension. If you see here, it will bottom out and likely hit on the plastic when it does. But outside of the clearance issues and the bearing issue, you could probably make this work if you cleaned up a little bit of the plastic here, or you don't use plastics like some people do. You have a little bit more room and it would function. Or if you were going to use this tire on a larger set of forks. But as a stock solution, it's probably not going to be for everyone. And that's what we got so far. If you like this kind of content, you want me to keep going on this little bike, like and subscribe, or let me know, and I'll keep going. Otherwise, we'll be getting back to the big boy again. And I'll see you on the next ride.